Welcome to Yeshiva Dash, sponsor Nishma Sam Yaakov Shalom now Basitzchok. We're holding in Shavuos Daf Gimel. We're starting from the Gemara on the end of the base on the base. Says the Tanu Makas Solik. The Tano just finished with Sechas Makas. My Shno the Tani Shavuos. So why did he go into Shavuos? Why is Shavuos the first day after Makas? So from the Tani in the end of Makas, Chayav Rosh Time Echad Mikam Echad Mikam. You Chayav when a person shaves his payas. You Chayav two for one for each side. And if Gimel Dalef, Alazokat Shtay Mikam Echad Mata, you have five. Two on the sides and one in the bottom. There's Bimel Chleks for showing you what are the twos. Rashi here says the two on the sides or the two sides of the payas where the payas connects to the beard. So you have the inner side and the outer side of every of the right side of the face and left side of the face. Rivan and Makas, if you remember, says the place where the payas connect to the beard, the place where the beard connects with the cheek. So that's according to Rivan. There's other sheet in the Rishonim, but that's what it is. More says Chadim Chav Letate. It's one lav, which you get two for two payas for the beard. Tana Shavuos Shtay Shemar, but that's why Shavuos is the Shtay Shemar. Just to mention quickly, what we mentioned briefly in Shabbos, is that Tosis brings a big chiddush to base with base, the efshar that cutting the hair, you're chayav on scissors. Even though by beard we said in the Gemara that scissors you're not chayav, but maybe by ear you are chayav on scissors. And this brings a big discussion in the Achronim of Kivei Giyun Gilin Shas. According to that, maybe you're not allowed to brush your payas because you make up to cut one. If you're not allowed to cut even with the scissors, every cutting may be a problem. The Chas V'Sefer is chaylik. It says that we don't mock it so much. There's another interesting case over here. We didn't mention that on Shabbos, that he wants to say in Maseches Makis we learn that we have a din in Nafchov from Maseches Makis that Echad Makif Echad Nikaf Mashma. Makif and Nikaf for Chayav means when the person who's shaving the beard, the one who's shaving the payas, and the one who is being shaved. The Gemara there is not referring to what about by a beard. Mashchis v'nishchos. Do you have somebody shaving the beard with somebody else, if they're both chayav or not? Tais here he says the chiddush is they're both chayav, and then Tais goes on to interesting discussion. What happens if one of them is not bar chiyuv? For example, if the shaver is a goy or a child, do you have a problem with shaving or not? Interesting discussion over here in the Tais with a lot of ramifications with Achronim. Says the Gemara, my shtoch the Tani Lukul, my shtoch beitzias Shabbos whereas the goyim to look Tani Lukul. Here it says the entire list. But by Shabbos and by Negoim, it says only, doesn't say the whole list of the things which are Shtayim Shem Arba. They're both written in the same pasuk. Because the pasuk speaks about and so both are mentioned together. So because they say together, the Dami and Adad are similar to each other. But Korban Oil of they both get Korban Oil of So Tani Luka Be'adad, that's why it's written together. Shavuos and Tumas. Once I said two, I said all four. So really, when I talk about Shabbos, I speak only about Shabbos. When I speak about Tumas, I speak about Negoim, I speak about Negoim. Here we talk about Shavuos and about Tumas, so I already mentioned also Shabbos and Negoim. So we start with Shavuos, that's the Mishnah started. Shavuos Shtayim Shem Arba, and then the entire Mishnah speaks about Tumas. So why is the Zutrim Milayu Postik Sharlu? The other time Shavuos the fish Milay. So Shavuos is longer, so we speak about Tumas first, and then about Shavuos. Interesting enough that Taisus points out, if you look at the Shavuos that we mentioned, Shtayim Shem Arba, that's what we'll see in the moment in the Gemara. Shavuos Bitu. The person says, for example, I will eat, and he does not eat. He says a lie. He says something he didn't become. Or he speaks about the past and it's not true. But our Masechta, only one parak is talking about that. That's the third parak. Afterwards, you have other Shavuos. Shavuos Eidus, Shavuos Shemrim. You have other Shavuos that we talk about in the Masechta. It says, this Shavuos, the Shtay Shem Arba, is shorter than Tumas. Tumas is two prakim, prak Risha, prak Sheni. Shavuos Bitu is only one. But when the word means to say the Shavuos is longer, the entire topic of Shavuos is longer, even though the part that we're mentioning in the Mishnah is shorter. Now the Gemara goes back to explain the Mishnah the way we learned it in the previous daf. Shavuos Shtayim Shem Arba, what is it? Shtayim Sho'ichal V'Shelo Yoichal. Shavuot that I will eat, and a Shavuot that I will not eat. Shem Arba, Achalti V'Shelo Echalti. Speaking about the past. I ate and I didn't. Yediyas tumas shtaim shel arba. Shtaim yediyas tumas kodesh yediyas tumas mikdash. Meaning he forgot that he's tummy and he ate kodesh. He forgot that he's tummy and he went to the Beis Hamikdash. Shem arba kodesh mikdash. He forgot about kodesh and forgot about mikdash. Yetzias shtaim shem arba. What is it? Shtaim utzod the oni voitzod the balabais. Taking from the inside to the outside. Either by the oni refers to someone standing outside the house. Balabais is referring to someone standing inside the house. Taking from the inside to the outside. Shem arba achnosa the oni v'achnos the balabais. Bringing it in from the outside to the inside, either for someone standing outside or standing inside. Maris the goyim shtaim shem arba. What is that? Shtaim is se'eis u'ba'eretz. This is what we just saw this week in the Parsha Mitzayro, Parsha Tazriya Mitzayro. There's se'eis u'ba'eretz. Shem arba says the Toldaso, different shades of the Torahs. So that's the view of the Mishnah. So when my says the Chor our Mishnah does not work according to one shita. Why? Why our Mishnah can't go according to Rabbi Shmuel or according to Rabbi Kiva? Rabbi Shmuel holds that Shavuos you chayav only on future tense, not on past tense. Our Mishnah says Shtayim Shem Arba, including the past. Here Rabbi Kiva Amar Elum Tumu chayav Einu chayav Elum Mikdash as the Gerus on the side of Mikdash HaKodesh. By Tumum, you have another machlekes. Do you say that you have a person forgot about Tumum is chayav? He forgot about that this, or you know that this is Kodesh. Is it chayav or not? Kiva holds is not. Our Mishnah says Shtayim Shem Arba. So the Churah, our Mishnah doesn't go like Rabbi Kiva. So the Gemara starts by saying Rabbi Shmuel, by saying Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Shmuel, mehem lechiyuv, mehem leptar. When we said Shtayim Shem Arba by Shavuos, I mean there's 4 Shavuos, but only 2 of them are chayav. Not all of them are chayav. By Shavuos, Shtayim Shem Arba, there's 2 that are 4. 2 are chayav, 2 are potter. And by the way, this actually works well. Because Shtayim Shem Arba, you say there's 2 main ones, and 2 that are not main. So 2 that are main, you're chayav on. The other 2 you're not main, you're potter. By saying Rabbi Kiva. The same thing, same answer. When it says that you have Tuma, Yediyas Tuma, Shtayim Shem Arba, Shtayim chayav, Shtayim potter. So the Gemara leaves Torah, with the Gimel base. Hadumi Damaris, the Goyim Ketani Ma'osav Kul Chiyuv, Avocha Kudami Kul Chiyuv. The Mishnah has to be consistent. And by Negoyim, we're saying, there are 4 Negoyim, it's all Chiyuv. So here it should be all Chiyuv. So more you're right. Lo Rabbi Shmuel. Lo Rabbi Shmuel shal var korban. Avol malkes chiyuv and chayav. Rabbi Shmuel says in the past you're not chayav on what? You're not chayav on a korban. Korban is chayav only on a future tense shmuel. On a past tense shmuel you're not chayav a korban, but you are chayav a malkes. So mainly you have a chiyuv, not a korban malkes. Kederovo, Domerovo. The finish with the Torah shvua sheker dumyo the shvua shav. Ma'ashav l'shavar, avsheker nami l'shavar. You learn, shvua shav means that a person says something which is clearly not true. He says, he points to a pole, and the pole is made out of silver, and he says, shvua, this pole is made out of gold. It's clearly not true. Shvua sheker is we don't know if it's true or not true. He says, I ate yesterday a piece of meat. We don't know if he ate it or did not eat. It's called shvua sheker. So Rava says they're both learned. Where they both learn from? So here in Machlekes Rashi Taisus, Rashi learns that it's learned because it says shav shav twice. This is in the pasuk shav 2 times. One is for shvua shav and one is for shvua sheker. Taisus says no. The reason why it is because in the Dibros Rishonos it says lo yisaneh bereacho eit shokil. Dibros Achronos it says lo yisaneh bereacho eit shav. Tell you that shav and sheker are the same. Okay. Says the Gemara, and therefore you learn that's the shav, and that gives you makas. So okay, I understand. Past tense of achalti v'achalti makes sense. Yinacham korbanos could be shvur yinacham makas. Shaloy yochel v'achel nami lav sheish b'maisel. He said I'm not going to eat, and he ate. It's a makas because he said I'm not going to eat. He actually eats, so he's going to have makas on that. Elo yochel v'lo yochel amay lav sheish b'maisel. If a person says, I will eat today a loaf of bread. He does not eat it. So how will he get malchus? It's lav shem. He's not doing anything. So, and we're talking about Malchus. So, all of them have to be, if you say all of them Chayim Malchus, why are you Chayim Malchus? So, Kasover Rabbi Shmuel Lav Shein B'Maiseh Loikim Alov. Rabbi Shmuel holds that a lav that has no Maiseh, you get Malchus. Machlokes we saw in Mesechus Malchus. Yachi Kashta Rabbi Yochanan, no Rabbi Yochanan, look at Stam Mishnah. He passed like Stam Mishnah. Ve'in Mashvur Shoichel Kiker Zoyom Borba Yom V'Loichel. This case, he said, I'm going to eat this bread. And he did not pass it and he didn't eat. Both says you don't get Malchus. That's what we saw in Malchus this case. You don't get Malchus if there's no Maiseh. Rabbi Shokish says because it's Sophic. According to Rabbi because it's Shem Maiseh. How can Rabbi say that if our Mishnah says clearly that the Lav Shem Maiseh Loikim Alov? So Rabbi Yochanan Stam Achrin Ashke. If you have another Stam Mishnah, High Stam, which Stam? Ilan High Stam in the Nan Aval HaMoisir B'Tor VaShoiver B'Tomim. Right? It says someone who leaves over a korban Pesach overnight, or he breaks the bone in a Tomeh, ain't a loy kesar boy. When you break a bone, it's supposed to exist kosher if you're not chayav unless it's kosher. Why a person who leaves over meat overnight, which is not allowed to, he doesn't get malchus. So here I have a stomach that says that if you leave over korban pesach, you're not chayav because lav shem ma'aseh. So right, our Mishnah says lav shem ma'aseh loikim alov, but another Mishnah says lav shem ma'aseh ain't loikim alov. Rabbi Yochanan goes with that Mishnah. So the one who said, we remind Rabbi Yaakov Yidoma lav shem ma'aseh ain't loikim alov. Who said it goes to Kutemandoma, which we'll see in a moment of Yaakov, that says that the reason you don't get malchus when you leave overnight is because lav shem ma'aseh. Maybe the reason is because it's lav sheitik laseh. Right? Because why it's lav sheitik laseh? This we just saw in Mesechus Malchus. If you say, don't, the pasuk says, don't leave it till the morning. If you leave till the morning, you burn it. That's a hesach loisas. So lav sheitik laseh, that you don't get malchus. But maybe lav shem ma'aseh you do get malchus. Halav achilok, if you're not going to get malchus, it's time. So this is what we saw in Mesechus Malchus. And the design, it says don't leave it till the morning. If you ever leave it in the morning, you burn it. Afterwards, so the reason you don't get malchus because the lav sheitik laseh. That's not the reason. So who said that the reason the Mishnah says you don't get malchus is because of lav shem ma'aseh? Maybe that Mishnah says you don't get malchus because it's lav sheitik laseh, but lav shem ma'aseh loikim alov. So how does Rabbi Yochanan found the stumble that says lav shem ma'aseh ain't loikim alov? Ela stumble ashka. He found a different stumble. It says Shavuos shlo yochel kikerzu, Shavuos shlo yichlenu b'ochel. It says a Shavuos I'm not going to eat, or I will not eat, even though it says twice. The ochlo and he eats. So when the dalad ain't chayav l'achas. It's chayav only one. Why is it chayav only one? Because, as Rashi explains over here, when he said I'm not going to eat it, so now he's mechuyev not to eat it minatoyva, because of mitzvah. Because he accepted himself an oath not to eat it. You can't do a shvuah on a dvar mitzvah. Ein yishboim l'kaymas mitzvahs. So once you did shvuah once, the second shvuah is not effective. So you have only one. But then it says over there, Zoi shvuahs bitu shechayvim al zdoino makes v'ashgov el korban elavir. This is where you chayav. Zoi the chayvim al zdoino makes aval oicha v'lo yocha lo loki. Actually, coming to a mite, so when you come to a mite, someone said, I will eat, but he does not eat. So he have a stomach. He says he doesn't get malchus because it's lav shein b'maaseh against our stomach. Says the Gemara, 1 second, it's two stomachs. With the high stomach, my chaz david ki high stomach, leave it ki high stomach. I have two stomachs. I don't know what to do. So why are you going with that stomach, not our stomach? And that stomach is later in our Masechta. So with the time, Rabbi Gufei, Rabbi, he's the one who wrote the Mishnah. So why in the beginning he writes the Sfam Mishnah, according to our understanding right now, that it's according to Rabbi Shmuel, the whole lav shem ma'aseh loikim alov, and goes Tamo, and then later in the Masechta he writes another Mishnah that says Tamo ain't loikim alov. So the Gemara, let me korusov lav shel ma'aseh lo yikibol. Originally, Rebbe held the lav shel ma'aseh you get marcus. V'stoma. That's what he said. Stam mishnah. The hoda sova ain't yikibol. Then he changed his mind, and he had lav shel ma'aseh ain't yikibol. V'stoma. He did another stop. That's the pascha halacha. However, the original mishnah, mishnah lezozimim kaimo. I don't want to move the mishnah around. Once the Talmidi learned the more nusach of the mishnah, sorry, leave it that way. Mishnah lezozimim kaimo. So comes out. What is going to come concluding? Right now, the sugi continues into the next half. And the Gemara is going to bring another explanation. But or maybe even more than one. But the answer, the first answer, the Gemara had a problem. Our mishnah is according to who? According to Rabbi Shmuel or according to Rabbi Akiva? According to Rabbi Akiva, the problem is Rabbi Akiva holds you're not chayav v'helim migdash v'kodesh. Our mishnah says you're chayav. According to Rabbi Shmuel, he says you're not chayav on past tense, only in future tense. So our mishnah says you're chayav in all four. So the beginning was attempting to say maybe you're not chayav. Maybe you're two day. It's a shtayim shema, but 2 day you're chayav, 2 day potter. Someone that can be has to be consistent, has to be chayav all four. So okay, you chayav malchus, not curb but malchus. So malchus, so why you chayav in the future tense? We didn't even do it. It's lav shem ma'aseh. So the Gemara, Rabbi Shmuel holds lav shem ma'aseh lo yikibol, and that is our mishnah. Says the Gemara, but that's a stomach. So how does the Berurah not basket this way? So more later in the Masechta, we have another stomach that says the opposite. Lav shem ma'aseh ain't lo yikibol. So stomach, we Berurah basket like the next mishnah. Why about this? Why this? So what about this stomach? He held the Rebbe changed his mind, and therefore Rabbi Yechezkel goes like the second opinion. That's the answer right now. So we stay with what? Our mishnah is Rabbi Shmuel, and the Shavuos you get 4 times malchus, even on future tense that he didn't do, even with lav shem ma'aseh, because at this stage we understand that Shmuel holds lav shem ma'aseh like him alone. Say the Gemara.